gosh, dude. Wow, look at him fly.
Government officials can't answer this naval pilot's question. With current data, they can deduce just a few things about this mystery dot. Based off of how high it is off the water and how fast it's likely going, it's probably drifting on the wind. And it's brighter than the ocean it's floating above, so it's likely colder than the water and not using a propulsion system. So it's probably not a spaceship. But because data is so limited, it makes this a UAP, an unidentified anomalous phenomena.
Identifying UAP is so important because it's a matter of national security, it's a matter of aviation safety, and it's incredibly important that we're curious about our world around us.
Here's why these objects are so hard to identify and how a new report from NASA could help solve some of these mysteries. Ryan Graves is a former naval F-18 pilot who has been an advocate for researching unidentified anomalous phenomena, or UAPs, after witnessing one himself.
That was very surreal to see that because we immediately thought it was a radar error. But it's almost more unsettling when the thing you thought was an error turns out to be reality.
A new report from an independent study team appointed by NASA is trying to make it easier to identify some of these objects, but the current data available makes it a challenge. Lack of data was a problem in identifying this UAP in the Middle East.
While we are still looking at it, I don't have any more data other than that.
One problem is the quality of images. Right now, many are taken from military aircrafts.
It's often, grainy footage where it's kind of hard to tell, and it's like split-second objects, small spherical object that might go across the video extremely fast.
For example, look at this one from South Asia. Officials determined that this is likely just a commercial aircraft, but compression on the video creates trails around it, and the quality makes it hard to discern what it is. But it's difficult to get higher quality footage. Advanced radars like those from NOAA and NASA aren't currently watching for these objects.
There is not a mission to go proactively look for these right now. So what's happening is people that are operating these tools are seeing things that they can't explain. They have no way to report it, but they're starting to now, and we're starting to see that information come in.
The All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, or AARO, heads up most efforts to identify UAPs right now, but doesn't always have access to the wealth of data from places like NASA, the FAA, and commercial agencies.
So this wasn't something that people were looking to develop these ways of sharing information because it wasn't on their radar. But now it is for agencies like NASA and for the DoD. And so now they're trying to work more together so that the government has a way to look at this stuff in one central place.
But one of the biggest barriers isn't a technological problem, it's a social one.
Do I believe there's life in a universe that is so vast that it's hard for me to comprehend how big it is? My personal answer is yes.
Talking openly about UAPs or other unidentified objects hasn't always been the norm.
Just because of what the perception was in pop culture about UFOs, a lot of people felt like if they were to come forward and talk about what they would see, it would hurt them in certain ways.
Speculation about aliens is often brought up in conversations about identifying UAPs.
We need to move into the realm of science on this and make this a normal, everyday, mundane scientific topic that we can engage in outside of controversy.
The NASA-appointed team says that none of the UAPs they've identified so far suggest that they have extraterrestrial origins, and that should only be a hypothesis of last resort. The report also says that stigma around this topic has prevented a lot of data from being reported. The team concluded that NASA's involvement could help lend credibility to the issue and reduce stigma. The agency appointed a director of UAP research, a sign of its investment in the issue.
They're extremely well respected. They have a great mind trust at NASA, and they can apply a lot of intellectual force to this problem. So I think them coming into the game should be, I'll say, a big win for transparency and for better understanding this issue.